Hello everyone! So today's video is one that has been requested by Anne. Hi Anne, if you're watching. She wanted me to do a look that I could wear to a wedding, or that she could wear to the wedding. I'm not going. She's going. And she's going to a wedding in May, and I wanted to do something with tones that she asked for. She wanted me to use the Naturally Yours palette and then sort of figure out a way to combine a bit of green and some rose gold. So those are the colors that she wanted to wear, and I came up with this look using some of the neutrals from this palette by Zoeva, which I will link down below. And then I'm using a couple fold shadows by Makeup Geek. This is the two of them that I'm using. But I also discovered some new eyeshadows by NYX. They have like these silver caps to them. And I'm using this really beautiful color called Mermaid, and it's very intense and very sort of foiled looking, but I layered the two of them, Jester by Makeup Geek and Mermaid, and I created this sort of like softer kind of spring green. I really like it with that rose gold and some brown line. I really feel like it makes my eyes pop. So I hope that you guys like this look. It's very easy. You can wear this anywhere. Just because you're not going to a wedding doesn't mean that you can't wear this. I just love this, and I would see myself wearing this anywhere, really. To dinner, to a movie, to shopping, anywhere. Just whatever, you know? So I hope that you guys like it. If you want to see how to do this look, then keep watching and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so the first thing I've already done is apply a little bit of my eyeshadow primer. It's the one from Urban Decay. And I'm going to go in with the Zoeva Naturally Yours palette, just because that was what she requested. And I'm going to start by taking a big sort of fluffy brush that looks like this. This is the Morphe S21 brush, and I'm going to take the color Pure, which basically is a kind of soft linen type of color. It's close to my skin tone, so that's why I chose it. I'm going to apply this all over the lid to create a bit of a base before we go in with some of the other colors. You don't have to do this. If you wanted to, you can do like a Paint Pot by MAC or something like that that has a bit of color to it, but it's still very neutral and soft. It matches your skin tone, and that you can use instead of this. Alright, then for the brow highlight, we're going to just go ahead and do that really quickly. And I'm using an angled brush that looks like this. This is from Decay Tools. And I'm going to go in with the color Casual Elegance from this palette, which is a soft, kind of yellowy gold. And the reason why I'm going to do something kind of shimmery, very close to my brow, just to add a little pop. And I feel like it helps create that sort of bright-eyed look as well. Just a little bit under the brow. I do apologize in advance if I sound nasally. I am getting, I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or something. Okay, so then we're going to go to the crease. Now the crease, as you can see, is very soft and very simple because it is a wedding, and you know, you want to add color like I have, but just keep it very soft. So the first thing that you're going to need is some sort of blending brush. This is an E25. I really like this brush from Sigma. I think it's really great. I'm going to go in with Soft and Sexy, which is a matte tan shade. It's like a tannish, a little bit darker, more like a medium brown. That would be more exact. Take a little bit on the edge of the brush, the tip of the brush, and start wedging that into your natural crease. I'm going to keep everything pretty low into the crease and not take it up too high as I normally do. So just kind of wedge it into the crease, starting at the outer corner with the most product, and then start blending that and pulling that in towards the center and the inner part of your crease area. And it does help if you can tilt your head back and look down into a mirror. You'll be able to see that bone right there, and you can go ahead and find your crease easier that way. Just a little tip. So just go back and forth. We will be adding more color, so don't worry if it's not super intense. Now you can definitely darken this up to your preference, but I feel like you do have to do some sort of neutral crease work with these colors that we're going to be using. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in another color. I found this NYX eyeshadow when I was at Ulta. This is the Nude Matte Shadow in Leather and Lace. It reminds me of the shade Nougat from the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, which I absolutely adore that color. So I'm not sure if it's an exact dupe, but it looks like it. And I'm going to take a crease brush from Decay Tools with a little bit of that. So it's like a muted, rosy, dusty rose color. I'm going to go over that, and I just feel like that helps soften the edges and also adds a little bit of a kind of like a warmth to the look. It's, I think, really pretty. And it's actually very pigmented. I'm surprised. They've definitely improved their shadows. Okay. Now moving on to the lid, I have this really bright green color, and what I'm going to do is mix two different shadows. I'm taking the foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek in Jester, and I'm mixing that with the NYX, I don't remember what these are called, but the shade is Mermaid. I will have it listed below, but they're the ones with the silver, let me see, with the silver packaging, and they have that sort of foiled look to them. So I'm going to mix both of them because this is a little bit bright, and then this is, you know, a little bit on the darker side. So mixing the two together creates this sort of really pretty green shade. And I'm going to use a flat brush that looks like this. This is from Morphe, and as you can see, it's very flat, so it's going to pack on the color right on this outer part. Don't go up too high into the crease. So just mix the two together. Any sort of spring green would work for this step. I just wanted to use these two colors, and as you can see, two of them together create a really pretty green. So it tones down the Jester, but it also adds a little bit of a sort of like a bluish, greenish, iridescent kind of aqua color from the NYX. And I'm going to stop pretty much about midway on my lid, on my lower lid here. And then with that same brush that I used earlier for my brow highlight, I'm going to go in with a bit of a rose gold color. And I'm using Grandstand, which is another foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek. Taking a little bit of that. I love these foiled shadows, and I'm going to apply that to the inner part and meet up with that green. I just love these colors together, so pretty. And then right where they meet, I'm just going to kind of go over the edge of that green with the tip of the brush, with whatever's left on it from applying Grandstand. And then I'm also going to come back in with whatever's left on my brush from the green and just kind of pat it. So just creating a little bit of a layered effect, and just pat. Pat, 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 and it's going to soften the lines, so it's going to be one blending into the other, which is what you want. You don't want to have one and then it stops and then the other. So just kind of work that color back and forth until you get it just right, until you feel like you blended them two together really well. Okay. I'm going to take that same Grandstand color, and I'm going to wipe off my pencil brush. This is the MAC 219 brush. Any pencil brush would work just fine. I'm going to take a little bit of that and apply that to the inner part of my eye, just to kind of illuminate this area with that rose gold color. And it's so, so pretty. I love this shade. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe off that same brush really, really well. And I'm going to go in with Slow Dance, which is a bit of a very warm brown with a slight kind of reddish burgundy tint to it. And that's going to go on the lower lash line just very lightly. Again, keeping everything super light. And blending that into that sort of rose gold color to create a bit of a smoky effect. You can pull it down as low as you want, or you can keep it as close to the root of the lash if that's what you prefer. Then I'm going to take this sort of pointed crease brush. This is Delium Tool 781 with that same sort of reddish brown that I just used. It looks like this. And I'm going to deepen up just slightly, like literally I'm just tapping it just once into that shadow because it's very pigmented. And I'm going to start creating a bit of some depth right on the outer V and slowly pulling it inwards, whatever's left on the brush. So the most is right out here. And then I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush like this with these two shades. So this is called Pure, and then this is called First Love. And I'm going to soften all of this out just to erase any harsh lines that I may have. Okay, I feel like I need to do a little bit more of that deeper shade. And if you need to, you can go back in with the original brush that you use. This is my E25 blending brush by Sigma, and just kind of soften this a little bit. Alright, so moving on to the liner. I kept it really, really close to the lashes because, again, it's a wedding look. I don't want to have like this crazy super winged out liner. I wouldn't want anything super dramatic when I'm going to someone's wedding. So what I'm going to do is take the NYX gel liner in dark brown. It looks like this, with my Delium Tools 760 brush, and I'm going to create a really, really fine line. And this is a really, really dark brown, almost black. I feel like it's more appropriate to use this sort of darker brown versus black because it's not quite as harsh, but yet it gives you that definition that you're looking for the lashes. So I'm going to stick really close to the root of the lash. Alright, so then for the waterline, I'm going to add a little bit of brown just to kind of define it. You don't have to, you can use a flesh tone liner if you want. I just wouldn't do like a white because it might look a little too stark, and I just prefer to use a flesh tone if that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to take this liner by NYX. This is the Joile one, and it's the gel liner pencil in brown. Packaging looks like this, and I'm going to run that just very, very lightly on my waterline. I love this color because it's a nice, beautiful brown shade. It's like a creamy chocolate color. And then, of course, mascara, and that will be it for the eyes. Alright, so I do have already my foundation done. I didn't show that in the video. I did a little contouring with the NYX HD Blush, just a little bit, nothing too intense, just keeping everything very soft. But I am going to apply some blush because I'm looking a little washed out. I'm going to take an angled brush. Let me get a piece of tissue here. I like to wipe it off really well because sometimes I have leftover blush on here. But I found this blush palette by e.l.f. at my local Walmart. It was only $6 and it comes with 4 different blushes, and you can actually pop them out. They had 2 shades, the light and then the dark. Nice little mirror. And then here are the shades that are in this palette. So like a bright pink, 2 sort of like medium tone colors. This is more of like a pinky color. This has a bit of a coral with a golden sheen. And then this one here, which is the one I'm going to wear, it's sort of like a neutral, like peachy tone. It reminds me of my blush by it's called Infatuation by Makeup Geek, which is very close to that, but I think that one is darker and much more pigmented. So I'm going to take an angled brush and I'm going to go in with this shade here, tapping off the excess. These are actually very, very pigmented. I can just show you from a distance what these look like. So they're very, very pigmented. For $6, I'm really, really impressed. I'm going to apply that to the apples of my cheek and then kind of blend that up into my contour color. It's just a really nice soft color, adds a bit of glow to the skin. Oh, I feel like I have something in my eye. And then I'm going to go in with my powder brush that I use for setting my foundation. I'm just going to kind of go over that and soften it, just to make it a little bit more wearable. Okay, then for highlight, again, keeping with the theme of easy and very natural, that doesn't require a lot of work, I'm using my Reserve Your Cabana by Wet n Wild. I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to go on the tops of my cheekbone. You can see it's a soft highlight shade. Down my nose, my Cupid's bow, and then center of the forehead. Just really, really pretty. I like this a lot, actually. Okay, for lips, I'm going to start by lining my lips with the Too Faced Perfect Lips in the Perfect Nude. I had to find the name of it. Really, really easy to apply product. And I'm just filling them in just a little bit as well. Then I'm going to be layering 2 lipsticks. One is by Wet n Wild. This is the one called Fergie Daily, which is a nude. And I'm mixing that with the Urban Decay Revolution lipstick Naked. This one is very nude, but that's what they look like together. So kind of nudish, very wearable nude, and then the Urban Decay adds just a touch of pink, which I find works really well. And they both work well with that liner. And as you can see, this one is definitely a nude. But it's like a pinky nude, which I like. Alright, so that completes the look. There you have it. That is an easy way to wear a little pop of color for spring and summer, especially if you're going to a wedding. I really like this look. I like the rose gold with that green. There's sort of like have that goldeny sort of tone to it, and I think it really makes the eyes pop. But then you have sort of some neutrals to kind of ground those colors and make them very wearable. So I hope that you guys enjoy this look and that you will try it out. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Everything that I use will be listed for you below. And if I can find some of these things, I will link them down below for you. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I would definitely love to connect with you there. I'm pretty active on there, chatting and posting, so I'd love to sort of connect there. So thank you guys for tuning in for the video. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you very, very soon.